Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to create some cards using some pretty papers, which I'm sure we all have and hoard. So I want to use some of my Anna Griffin papers along with some paper flowers. Now I have a ton of paper flowers and it might not come as a surprise. I have lots of pinks and reds. And I thought, why not create some simple cards using some pretty papers and some pretty paper flowers. So we're going to create 2 cards today and I'm just going to get started and show you what I have out. So as you can see, I've got some paper flowers here and these are the colorways that I'll be using because they match with the colours in the papers. So I'm just going to put them to a side. I've also used a couple of die cuts from these Anna Griffin die cuts and what they call not quotes, they're sentiments, die cut sentiments. So this is all from the Rose collection by Anna Griffin, and I have a lot of Anna Griffin stuff, so I think I need to stop hoarding and start using. So I've got these that I'll be using, and also these 2 papers that I've already cut out my layers from. So this pretty rose paper with a black background and the vibrant colours, and then this script paper here. So like I said, these are from the Rose collection from Anna Griffin. So for my first card, I've got my base ready here. So this is going to be a landscape card and it's going to it measures 8 by 4.5. So that's a really nice wide landscape card. And then I've got my layers prepared here. So for the first layer for this particular card, I'm going to use the script paper, and these are just going to be really quick cards, just a way of showing how pretty papers and flowers can be used, because I think a lot of us don't use our paper flowers anymore, which is a bit of a shame because, you know, I'm sure we all have a lot of them and they are quite easy to get hold of as well. So that is my first layer. My second layer, again, these are papers, so I'm not going to mount them with double-sided foam. I'm just going to stick them down quite flat, because don't forget we'll be using those paper flowers which are pretty dimensional. So this is just an easy way of creating some layers with some pretty papers. So already that's looking really striking. I've also used this die from Tonic Studios. It's a rainbow rose edge die, and I really loved the look of this rose design here. So I'll put the link to where you can get hold of these dies below as well. And all I've done here is I've cut out some black card in that design, and then I've also cut out this script paper and backed it onto some card just for some structure, and I'm going to have this laid on top. So I can see a tiny few little bits that need poking through, and this die is so pretty. In fact, it's it leaves the edge on, so you can use it as on the top of a card like a header, but I've snipped the bottom off and I'm going to kind of offset it, and I'm going to put this on with some double-sided tape, and that's just gonna go on here as a layer. And like I said, I'm going to slightly offset it like this, so there's still a bit of a white shadow on the top. Now what I want to do with this, it's most likely going to go here somewhere, but before I stick it down I just want to arrange my flowers and my sentiments. So I've got my Anna Griffin sentiment backed onto some black card, and I've just made some tails by snipping into it. So I've got this layer, I've got a little piece of scrap left from cutting this out, so I want to kind of probably lift that up a bit and add this here and maybe that there. And then I've also got a die cut, which is this gift, and it's in gold foil, so I kind of probably want this here. And then my flowers, which I'm going to arrange probably on this side here. So now I've got the basic layout. I'm just going to try and stick all this down now. So this layer is going to go on with some double-sided tape again. Get this stuck on. And that's going to go right about here. Then I'm going to stick this piece on about there, and I'm just going to put that on with a bit of double-sided tape, and that's just going to go kind of central here. And I want the present kind of behind, so I'm going to put a bit of double-sided foam pad on here, and then I'm going to double it up on the actual sentiment. So I'll put one layer on the present, and that's just going to go here, and this is going to go up here. In fact, one layer should be fine as well for this, because it's just going to overlap. And then just take the backing off this pesky little foam pad, and that is going to sit about there, just overlapping that as well. And then onto the fun part of arranging the flowers. So before I stick them down, I kind of want to see where I want things. So I've got this beautiful pink one, this red, this black one as well. Just kind of just go in and see where I want things, and you can always add and take away things as you like, kind of like that. So let's get them kind of stuck on, and then I can add some smaller ones if I want them to be there. So I'm going to just put them on with hot glue. That's my first one, and then the smaller ones that are going to go around. And I think hot glue is the quickest and easiest way to put flowers down, because you know, they just stick instantly. And you can just really tuck them in and they stay in place. And then this black one, I'm going to put, I think I want this down here. Then add some pink ones, some tiny pink ones on either side of that. So like I said, I've got so many, and I think I need to start using them. I think I used to use them a lot, but like with a lot of other things that I've kind of stopped using. So I've got a lot of lace and things that I want to incorporate in my future cards as well. Really add one more just up here, and I think that should be it for this card. I have got 2 cards ready to do with you today. Maybe actually I'll just add that tiny black one, just cascading over the top there, like that. And that is this beautiful card done. So that is the first one, and you can see it's got really classy look about it. So that's the first card done. The next one is an A6 card, so that's a 4x6, and it's just a traditional bookfold card. And again, I've got some layers, and my first layer for this one is going to be the floral, and I'm just going to use double-sided tape to stick my layers down. And I'm not using wet glue for these because the papers, and I don't want it to warp, so dry adhesive is the best way for sticking down paper to card or paper to anything. Okay, so my first layer, I'm going to leave a slight little border around the edge like that. Then I've got another layer here, and it's all about layering to get that look where your eyes drawn to the center. So you just want to layer and keep going. Obviously if you're using card, you can use double-sided foam pads, but the only thing with that is when you're adding your paper flowers, you're going to need a deeper box. So paper flower cards, you do usually need boxes to put them in, and I have got a tutorial on how I create my boxes. I'll put that below as well, the link, so I'll put that below. So the next thing I want to use are these dies here, and these are Eastern Oyster Layering basic die sets, and I've used 2 of these dies to create a couple of layers. So I've got my black layer here, and then I've got the floral one here, and I'm just going to layer that, and that's going to be the focal part of this particular card. So I'm going to again add double-sided tape, and I think for this layer I'll probably put that on a bit of foam pad, just to give it a slight bit of lift. And that's going to go in the middle. If it comes off. And that's just going to sit in the middle here. And for this one, I've got a sentiment from one of the die cuts from the pack, and kind of want that there. I've also cut apart all my flowers that I've got, again using the same kind of colorways that I used on the last card, and all I do is just to chop the stem off and just leaving me the head. So I'll be using those, and I've also got this cute balloon die cut which I want to use as well, and I think I'll have that kind of there. So I'm just going to give this a bit of a shape and probably have this curved in like that, but before that I think I want to put the balloon on first. So the balloon's going to go on, I think, quite flat because the other bits are quite dimensional. So let's put this on. And I don't mind it hanging off the card just a tad, like that. And then this, I think, because I want it kind of curved up, I'm going to use some hot glue on either side and then stick it into place with a bit of dimension. So I'm just going to go in and stick them, just hold it into place while it sticks down. And that is going to give me that bit of dimension there. Okay, so it's not a huge dimension, but it's got enough to give me a bit of a shadow behind that. And then onto the flowers. So let's get them arranged and see how I want them. And I think I want a big red one, kind of like this. Let's have the big ones put on first. And I don't want to cover my sentiment up, so I'm just going to go ahead, put them on like this, and then some more pink. If I ever show you the collection of my flowers, and it's not just these kind of flowers, I've got packs of Prima flowers, like a lot of packs, and I think I don't know why I don't use them all the time, but maybe because I'm such a hoarder. I need to stop hoarding things and start using things. And the other thing right now is people actually make their own flowers, which is a nice thing, but I think we should all start using what we already have as well. So I'm going to add probably this red one just in here, just tuck it in slightly in there, and then I'm going to add this little black one just down here, maybe just there. So I've used up quite a few of my flowers, and I've got loads to the side, which I thought if I wanted to use them I could, but I don't think I need to. And that finishes this card. And then there's this card. So these are my 2 cards, and I'm just thinking, do I want to add some baker's twine, because you know me and my bows. So I'm just going to create a quick bow and see if I want to add them, and if I do, I'm just going to put them on, and if I don't, I'm not going to put it on. So I'm going to create a quick little bow, and I'm not going to make it too big. Okay, let's cut this off and see how this looks. Okay, so there's the first one, which I can probably have just tucked there or here, or do I want one here? Maybe not. I think I'm going to give the bow a miss. I think they look fine just the way they are. And if you want to, when you've added your flowers, you can gesso them, you can glitter them. I'm going to leave them as they are because it's got that hint of gold already, but you can see how quick and easy these were to put together. So I hope you get out all your paper flowers, your pretty papers, and start creating some quick and easy cards. So have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you soon with more card videos. Take care. Bye.